Christchurch artist Emma Dilemma has just released her debut album. It's called Spit Side B. As with many new albums, it's been a while in the making, originally set to see the world last October. Anyway, it's finally here, and so is Emma to tell us all about it.
Yeah, I actually went to I shared my original album artwork announcement post yesterday on Instagram to remind people, like, please pre-order it. And I noticed that, in the caption for that, it's like, I can't believe I'm announcing my debut album's coming out on October, whatever the date was. I was like, oh, right. Shit, I better eat that. Yeah, so that's 9 months ago. It's been a whirlwind, basically. Like it's all been a blur, just because and the same with just every person on the planet. With the pandemic happening, things keep getting cancelled and pushed back, and it's kind of, time just flies by, and I haven't really noticed. It's given me more time to get music videos and release stuff together, so that's been cool. But I haven't really noticed, like, oh man, I feel like I'm finally getting it out, because I think releasing your first album is just terrifying anyway. So I've kind of welcomed the pushbacks every time they came out. I was like, okay, good, more time to prepare.
Right. Well, speaking of music videos, you got a ton of them. There's like 7 for this album already out, right?
Yeah, I think it's about 7, about to be 8. Yeah.
Oh my God. So how? And you seem to be very involved in it. I think you edit some of them and you co-direct them with somebody else, or some.
Yeah.
So what? Why? How visually involved are you?
Very, and it was really important to me for this album. I wanted to release, the original plan was to release every single song on it as a single, with a music video, kind of like Beyonce, but not all at once.
Right.
Just because I love the element of a music video and how it can, like, expand on a story of a song, or tell it from a different perspective, or just make it a whole other level of interesting. And I've never directed or shot my own music videos before. I've been in rock bands and stuff. We always worked with other people, but I've got a couple cameras, and because I knew I was going to be making potentially 11 music videos, I do not have the budget for that. Right. So I was like, I'm going to have to team up with a director for a few key singles where the videos, my ideas are beyond what I can do myself. But for the other ones, we got $0. I've got a camera. I just need to come up with a clever idea and try and do it myself. So I self-directed and edited, maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Right.
And then kind of co-directed the others with Amber Beaton.
Right.
And when she co-directs with me, she does a lot of the editing, because she is far superior at it than I am. Yeah.
It takes some
her actual job, so
time to get up to speed every once in a while, but yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. So the music itself, so you've got, this consists of 11 songs, I'm assuming, since the original release date was last year, that it's been a while since you actually recorded most of these. So what can you tell me about the germ of the album? When did it start becoming a thing?
Yeah, it started a long time ago, I guess. It was after my rock band Decades kind of released our debut album. We started working on the second one, so a couple of the songs on this album originally started as potential Decade songs. And so I was traveling over to Australia a lot. I've got friends there, and then my manager introduced me to a couple producers there, Alex Markwell and Harley Webster, and they're a duo called Le Savage. And he was like, these guys could be quite a cool fit for the next Decades album. I know you guys are kind of wanting to get a little bit more into the electronic rock side. Do you want to have like a day with them or a half day in the studio with a song that you've been writing with Decades, and see how it kind of plays out? And it was fucking amazing. These guys, like, we gelled immediately. It was just me and them. It wasn't the whole Decades band. I was just over there on another holiday.
Right.
And I came back to New Zealand, and I showed the guys, look at this, like, quick, half day kind of demo we did of this song, which at the time was Bounce, which is on the Emma Dilemma album. And we all loved it, and we're like, yeah, how can we got no money, how can we cut costs and make this album work? we can't all fly over there again. We did that first album, but we had a bit more money in the bank for the first one. And so we decided that I would just go over kind of every few months after we'd workshop songs as a band over here, and then I'd take them over and thrash them out with these producers. Um, Kind of get like 6 months, 12 months into that kind of process, and a couple of the guys in Decades are having babies, um, and needing to pull back from the band a little bit financially and time commitment wise. So we had a meeting, and I said, this is kind of perfect because I was starting to think these songs were feeling more like my songs as opposed to our songs.
Right.
Because I'd started writing a lot by myself, and when I was over in the studio with Le Savage, we'd write new stuff together, just for fun.
Right.
And then we miraculously all agreed. I didn't have to pressure anyone into it, but we all agreed to take a break, and that this body of work I could continue on with, and it could be my body of work. So that's what we did. I think we had maybe like 3 or 4 songs recorded at that stage, and so the rest of them, were just me writing with my producers, and Liam from Decades would send me some instrumentals if he was like, I think this could be, kind of a solo thing for you. I was like, okay, I might write along to that. But yeah, that whole process started 2000, I want to say 17, maybe 18.
Oh my God.
I think the Decades album came out in 2016. So yeah, it was probably, I think I probably started recording in Aussie with Le Savage like 2019, but the writing of it started 2017, 18. Yeah,
Right.
it's been a long time.
So when you say
Really.
that you suddenly started thinking the songs were more your solo things instead of the band thing, what is it about that? Give me an example with some of these songs that are on the record and how that became
Well,
yours instead of theirs.
yeah. So in Decades, Liam Muir was our main songwriter. So I would be like fronting the band and singing his songs. Often I'd like co-write after the fact, like he might write a verse and a chorus as a song idea, present it to us, we're like, yep, that's cool, and then I might write the second verse or co-write it with him to try and make it feel more my own or that I'm telling a story. So the way that these differed was lyrically, all of them are mine. Not one of them was a Liam penned track, just quite a lot of them were Liam musical ideas. So that's kind of why I think they felt more like my own, because I was saying things in my own voice, my own perspective, my own bullshit, basically. Liam's very poetic, and I'm very like, I don't know what I'm saying, but this is it. Deal with it. Yeah. So that was probably the defining feature for sure, and it
Right.
makes sense that it was, right.
All right. So if pick one song out of the album that you think is kind of a good example. If somebody's just finding out about you and you want them to know who you are and what you sound like, this would be the best example.
That's actually really tough because I kind of consider myself like post genre in a way. Like
Right.
we produce music to serve the song, and I like rock, I like pop, I like disco, I like hip hop. So a lot
Right.
of songs sound sonically different. But if I was gonna say pick one, because where I might be going for the next collection of songs might be more representative of that song, I would say We Should Give a Shit.
Okay.
That was the last song we wrote, for the album, and I think sonically and attitude wise is kind of where I want to explore a little more deeply moving forward. So
Wake up at 2:30, feeling shady, feeling shit. Don't know where I was last night, you don't know what we did. When will I learn the lesson that it never ends well? Next we can up again, or never we can tell. We could all drink to this, and we could all sink the ship, and we should all give a shit, but I don't care, man. Every time
And if I remember correctly, the video for that, you kind of used footage that people shot when you were on tour with Villainy. Is that right?
yeah, so that's the first song that we released, which is ironic because it was the last one that we wrote. And I'm like, wait, maybe I should have released that one last so it could but I didn't know at the time that that's where I was going to be. A lot of my writing henceforth has been kind of in that space. But I've got a couple music videos to that. One that, we shot live on tour, my debut tour with Villainy, which was at the start of last year.
Right.
Right before we all went back into lockdown. And I've got another one, which is a lyric video, which is the first video I ever made myself, where I'm just sleeping on a bed, hungover in the middle of the afternoon. It's kind of just telling the story of the song, but like a lyric video. So yeah. Oh, and I also have a live studio version of that one as well. Yeah, there's like 3 videos for that song. I couldn't decide, so I made 3. Yeah.
And so I get the feeling that you grew up watching music videos constantly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had to decide today whether I was going to wear my Beast Wars shirt or my Michael Jackson shirt because
There you go.
yeah, Michael Jackson is like my goat, you know.
Right. Okay, yeah.
And yeah, he's, you know, I still to this day, if I'm had a few too many drinks or a spliff or something, and I'm just up late at night watching YouTube, I'll just end up watching Michael Jackson videos. So I don't get sick of them. So yeah.
Very good. All right. So the album opens up with a tune called "Reach Out." So why is that the first song on the album?
Because I want to reach out to people and draw them in, you know. I think it's one of my more like laid back, it's an album track, that's what I would call it. But I wanted to open it with Reach Out because it's kind of, the song is a call of like, everyone get off your devices, like I want to, like, let's actually converse, let's hang out, let's party, let's hug, let's be a community. So that's kind of why I put that as the opening song. And yeah, it ends on Temporary You because it's kind of like, I don't want you to go anywhere, don't be temporary. Stay, you know? Yeah.
All right. And it's followed by Bounce. And I was very concerned when I saw the video because it's like, obviously there's no budget for costume in these things.
That's a really good way of looking at it.
I don't want to just go to bed. I want to stay in your head. Temporary isn't enough now, love. Put your heart outside of your chest. Let's put our feels to the test. Can we make this go on and on and on?
Yeah, that music video. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Enough said. I just hope you shot in the summertime.
Yes, I did. Thank God. But it was 4 a.m, so it was still freezing.
Oh, okay. Good. Oh, man. And speaking of the videos, New Attraction has 2 Emmas in it.
It does. Yeah, it does. Me falling in love with myself is the concept of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a song about, you know, having a breakup and promising yourself that you're going to take time to be single and learn to love yourself. But then you go out to an event and you see someone across the dance floor. You're like, oh no, I'm going to have to fall in love with that person.
Right.
But for the music video, I decided to conceptualize it as falling in love with yourself. And yeah, it's quite funny, that video, actually, because the other me I'm wearing like a brunette wig. Original me has blonde hair. I change my hair like every fucking 3 hours. So, but in that video I have blonde hair, and yeah, the other me had brunette hair, and it's quite weird actually because I look exactly like my sister in it.
Oh my God.
So my family found that quite weird. They're like, is this like a music video about like you falling in love? What is this about? Like, no, it's meant to be 2 me's. I'm not saying that I've got some weird ancestral love for my older sister.
Hey, so what did your family think about what you're doing?
They love it, because obviously I've been in rock band since I was about 15, and they've been coming to my gigs and supporting me all through that. And when I did my debut show as Emma Dilemma, they'd heard some of the songs and stuff, but I got booked to play the Go Live festival here in Christchurch, the very first one, which is one the council puts on. And so because it was free, my mum was like, I'll come.
Right. Well, that's decent of you.
My dad comes to all of my like Decades gigs that he could, and all of my all my rock band gigs growing up, especially when I was underage, because he'd
Right.
have to.
Yeah.
But he'd come to all of them, and my mum would come to like maybe like an album release or an EP release to support. But she came to this Go Live one, my first Emma Dilemma show, and I like went up to her afterwards, and like her voice was up like 7 octaves, and she's like, "Oh my God, it was fucking amazing!" And like now she comes to like every show of mine she can. Like she's like, why weren't you doing that years ago? Why didn't you go solo years ago? Blah, blah, blah. Like, she was real excited about it. I was like, oh, okay. I think because I'm not holding a guitar on stage and she likes people that dance. So
Right,
she's
right,
like,
right.
you know?
Yeah. Well, that is a big deal for a front person, because I remember I worked with a band back in the States, and there was a big controversy within the band whether the front guy, who was a great front guy, whether he should play the guitar or not, because it took away from his ability to be a front person. So, there's
Yeah.
something to that.
In Decades, it was like, I was adamant, I'm playing guitar and I'm playing like as many of kind of the riffs as I can, or especially ones that I wrote, right? And but it really did take away from what I could do with the audience, because you're
Right.
just stuck on mic, right? You can't go anywhere if you like can't hold a microphone. But with Emma Dilemma, it's like, I'd rather, I just want to dance around and be silly and have fun and get involved with people in the crowd. It's not to say I won't bring out a guitar at some point, because I still, like, I want people to know that I can play guitar, but it's not,
You're just showing off now.
Yeah, in the Temporary You music video, I purposely was playing the guitar wrong, because I kind of want people to think that I can't do it, but
All right.
then I want to come out and just like bust
So you are the
solo.
patron saint of self-sabotage then.
I don't know why I do it. I don't know why I do it.
I did recognize a face in one of your videos. Jed Parsons shows up in, was it Vulnerability, isn't it? Are you guys buddies?
Yeah, we're real good buddies. We went to high school together. I was in like 7th form and he was in 3rd form though. I'm a lot older than him. We weren't friends at high school, but just through like the music scene in Christchurch. And he's plays in bands with my partner. We've just become really good mates. So it's fun to cameo in each other's stuff, although he hasn't asked me to cameo in any of his videos yet.
Right.
I am on his album cover though for Brunch.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, the back of me, the blonde person.
Okay. I see. So the album's coming out on July 1st. What are you going to do on the day?
Oh, just get ready for my first show, because my first show on the album tour is that day as well. So
All right.
get up, do probably like heaps of social media about it and feel stressed out and overwhelmed and probably like, why isn't it going viral? I don't know. What's this TikTok thing? How does this work?
I know that feeling.
and then like panic and then go to sound check and just go play a show, which I'm sure will make me feel a lot better and more excited. And
You're playing at the Dark Room, are you, on that day?
Yes, the Dark Room, tiny, cool little grunge venue in Christchurch. I wanted all these shows on this tour to be the smallest venues I could possibly find in each place.
Right. And then you're coming up to Auckland. I think you're playing at the Whammy Bar, right?
Yeah, Whammy on 8th of July and
Yep.
Wellington on the 7th at Meow, and heading to Tauranga on the 9th of July for a solo acoustic thing. So then I'll be able to prove that I can play guitar at the Jam Factory. Yeah.
So who's in your band when you're going to be, playing with the band?
I have Moses Robbins. He plays guitar, so he's also my partner. We made this vow when we met to never do music together.
Right, so that failed.
But as soon as I was like, for my band, my Emma Dilemma band, he was like, oh, well, I kind of asked him, I was like, you wouldn't want to play guitar in Emma Dilemma, would you? Like, we're still not doing the don't do music together thing. He's like, yeah, I think find someone else. I was like, okay, I'll go find someone else. And then he's like, no, wait, don't. No, I want to do that. So it so helps with touring and organizing things, because he's just around all the time. So I can just ask him, like, hey, can you do, yep, sweet.
Yep.
So he plays guitar for me, and I have a few drummers, but on this tour I have Matt Andrews coming to play drums for me, so he also plays with Jed Parsons sometimes as well, and a couple other people, I think, The News sometimes, and Goodwill and stuff. It's just the three of us, and then I have my little backing track rig that I meant to name, but I should give it a name so it sounds like another band member.
Yes.
That's because I can't afford another band member yet. So she plays all the synths.
Gotcha.
It's called Betty or something. I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, and then I always take the same sound person on tour with me into all my shows. My longtime friend John O'Loty, so
Right.
I consider him a fourth band member.
And what kind of folks come to see you?
Yeah, what was that? Sorry.
What kind of folks come to see you?
Gosh, I don't know. This is like my first headlining tour,
Oh,
so
that's
I'll be
true.
interested in what kind of folks come to see me. I'm sure there'll probably be quite a lot of Decades fans coming along, but people that are in, I don't know. I think I have an interesting fan base because I have like the rock music fans, and
Yep.
then I have pop music fans, and so it's not like come and have like a freaking hard out mosh pit and get like all like slapped up in the body with like half naked dudes or anything. But
Right.
there's definitely like people who like to dance
Yeah.
and like have a good time. I think, yeah, which is cross genre. If you like dancing and having a good time, then
All righty. Well, thank you for taking time to talk to me. It's very exciting. The album's out imminently, finally.
I know. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. I don't think we've had an interview before, even with Decades or anything. So
No,
it's
I don't
nice
think
to
so. Finally, we get around to everybody eventually.
Yeah, it'd be cool to come up there and meet in person one day and maybe do a
Sure.
little.
Well, we'll come out and see you at the
performance
Whammy in the
studio.
meantime.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
All righty. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
You too. See you
Bye-bye.
later.